to Songs and Stories with Oxford County Library. My name is Holly and I'm the Literacy and Innovation Specialist at Tillsonburg Branch, and thanks for joining us again. Today our episode is all about counting and how you can count. We're going to practice our counting skills, we're going to sing some songs, and Sarah is going to join us to read a family favorite story, and she's going to teach us how to make some Nobake granola bars. Yummy! Let's start with our hello song. Now, if you remember from our previous episodes, we are practicing some American Sign Language, or ASL, in our hello and goodbye song. So we have to remember the hello, which is saluting out. That's the sign for hello. And our sign for friends. You're going to take one finger, two fingers, and we're going to make them hug like this. Friends. Let's do it together. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Let's sing our first counting song. This song we're going to practice counting down from the number 5. Can you show me 5? Can you give me a virtual high five? Let's warm up our 5 fingers. Can you give your 5 fingers a wiggle? All right, and these 5 fingers are going to be superheroes for this song. You can sing along and count down with me. 5 superheroes ready to fly. Here comes the villain, stop that guy. This superhero can save the day. There they go, up, up, and away. How many superheroes do we have left? That's right, 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 superheroes ready to fly. Here comes the villain, stop that guy. This superhero can save the day. There they go, up, up, and away. How many superheroes do we have left? 3 superheroes ready to fly. Here comes the villain, stop that guy. This superhero can save the day. There they go, up, up, and away. 2 superheroes ready to fly. Show me that peace sign. Here comes the villain, stop that guy. This superhero can save the day. There they go, up, up, and away. How many do we have left? Just 1 superhero ready to fly. Here comes the villain, stop that guy. This superhero can save the day. There they go, up, 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 and away. Great job. Now let's go visit Sarah.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's story time. My name is Sarah McDonald and I am the Systems Support Librarian, and I'm so excited to be here with you this week where we are going to be celebrating counting. So I've got a counting rhyme for you, and I also have a storybook that features some really great counting, and then we're going to do a really cool counting activity after that. Let's start with a quick rhyme. Let me see all 10 of your fingers and let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 fingers for this rhyme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I threw him back again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. Which finger did he bite? This little finger on the right. All right, let's get into our book. So today we are reading one of my very favorite books. This is called The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. For my sister, Krista. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. But that night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Saturday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house, called a cocoon, around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks, then he nibbled a little hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. The end. All right, well, I don't know about you, but that story made me really hungry. So why don't we go and make some no-bake granola bars and use our counting skills to make a snack. All right, let's put those counting skills to use and make some no-bake granola bars. And if you're looking for more recipe ideas, make sure to check out our online catalog at ocl.bibliocommons.com, where you'll find hundreds of cookbooks that you can borrow from the library to get started making some recipes with your family today. You can also check out Overdrive and Hoopla to download an ebook today for free with your library card, and you can start cooking with your family right away. But let's get started on our no-bake granola bars. So for these granola bars, you just need a few ingredients. You're gonna need some dates, and I've gone ahead and pureed my dates ahead of time, so make sure you get some help from mom or dad doing that before you get started. You also need some maple syrup, some peanut butter, some almonds, and again, I have 1 cup of chopped almonds. Make sure you get some help chopping those almonds. I've got some oats, and I'm just using quick oats. You can use whatever kind of oats you have in your house. I'm also adding some raisins and some cranberries, but that's the part where you can get creative and add whatever you like. If you like chocolate chips, if you like peanut butter chips, if you like different kind of dried fruit or different kinds of nuts, you can add in all kinds of stuff to these no-bake granola bars. You're also going to need a loaf pan and a mixing bowl, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna add into our no-bake granola bars are the dates, and you just wanna pop 1 cup of pureed dates into your mixing bowl. And now from here, we're only going to use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and this way we can really work on our counting. So the first thing that's gonna go into our mix is a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Next, we're gonna put in 1/4 cup of peanut butter. Next, we're gonna put in 1 cup of almonds, and there is 4 1/4 cups in 1 cup. So we're gonna put in 4 little 1/4 cups of almonds. The next thing that we're gonna add is our oats, and we need 1.5 cups of oats. And using our 1/4 measuring cup, that means we're gonna add 6 1/4 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, job. And the last thing that I'm gonna add in is a 1/4 cup of raisins and a 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. But again, you can add whatever you like here. Boop. And now we're gonna use those mussels and we're gonna stir, stir, stir. Once you have all of your ingredients combined, press it into a loaf pan, pop it in the fridge for a few hours, and once it's chill, you can cut into it and enjoy. This is best left in the fridge, or you can store it in the freezer for 3 to 4 months, but at room temperature, it does start to melt a little bit. So enjoy these, but keep them cool. Thank you so much for joining us this week where we explored Counting with the Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. I hope you'll enjoy your Nobake granola bars. We'll see you next week for Songs and Stories. Please visit us at ocl.net if you want to find any other activities that you can do with your family. There's some great songs and story times already on there. There's great books that you can find, place on hold, or download today with your Oxford County Library card.
It's time to sing our goodbye song. Again, we're going to practice some of our American Sign Language, or ASL. The sign for goodbye is to wave your hand like this. And we're going to continue to use that sign for friends, where we take 1 finger, 2 finger, and they give a hug. Ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. We'll hopefully see you next week, Thursdays, 10 a.m. on Facebook or YouTube. Take care.